Hi guys, my name is Tiffany and welcome back to another video. So in this one, I'm going to be sharing with you guys all about cover letters.
Cause anywhere with you feels right. Anywhere with you feels like Paris in the rain. Paris in the rain. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, Paris in the rain. Paris in the rain.
I hope you guys enjoyed last week's video. Make sure to check it out in one of the cards above where I shared with you guys my resume and I basically exposed to you guys my new grad resume, and hopefully that video is helpful. But in this one, I'm going to be talking all about cover letters and what you guys need to be focusing on. So with the cover letter, there is actually a format that it should be like, but I want to share with you guys also some additional tips that you can put in your cover letter to help you guys make it stand out. So of course, usually at the beginning of your cover letter, you'll have the place that you're applying to and the address of the place that you're applying to, and then usually you'll start off with dear hiring manager or whoever you're applying to, and then usually you start off with the objective, like what the position you're looking for is. So if you're going to be looking for a clinical nurse 1 position in X hospital, then you'll write that. And then basically after that, I really want you guys to focus on sharing with your passions about nursing and like why you want to work for this hospital. So it's super important to make this a personable thing. And the cover letter is all about getting to share deeper thoughts about why you want to pursue this position and really enhance what you can't do in your resume. So with resume building, it's all about bullet points and getting a brief snapshot of you, versus the cover letter, you get to really explain more in detail. So really in my cover letter, I shared that I wanted to become a NICU nurse, and that really what brought me into the NICU is my passion for wanting to advocate for this specific patient population and really sharing what experiences that I had that really makes it deeper connected to me. So everyone's experiences are so different and why they want to work in the NICU, and everyone has their own reasons why. So it's really nice for you able to share that experience, but of course keep it nice and simple and don't really overshare your story, because this is not a story time. So really keep it very short and sweet and really just show them that you're passionate about working whatever unit you want to work in. Next is all about listing your qualities. So this is really the opportunity for you guys to enhance what you couldn't do in your resume. So the resume is all about, like I said, keeping it brief, simple. It's just a very quick snapshot, just visually easy to read, and just really an overview of who you are. Versus the cover letter is the opportunity for you to kind of explain that in details. Really, this is the most important part and really what's going to take a bulk of your cover letter. And I highly recommend you bullet pointing them, just because some people like to do it in large paragraphs, and to be honest, it's kind of hard to read. And I've read through multiple cover letters in the past, and there's just an overload of information, and you really want to make it easier for your reader to understand and for them to just have like a really brief overview of who you are. And if it's in a giant paragraph, it's very hard to skim through that, versus it's easier to read while it's in bullet points. So usually what I'll do is I'll say that this is a list of my qualities and qualifications, and then I will start bullet pointing every single part. So I want you to remember this in your head. Whatever skill you have, you need to connect that to an experience. So always remember this. So even in your resume and in your cover letter, if you say that I have the skills to be able to communicate, but you don't share an experience on where you got that skill, then your reader or your interviewer is not going to understand how you have that capability or how you have that ability. So for example, in my cover letter, my skill I'm going to connect with is leadership, and I gained that skill through my experiences as president of the Dominican Nursing Students Association. So I have the skill and I connect that to an experience. So another example I can relate to is my ability to do teaching. So my skill is teaching, and my experiences with that is working as a simulation technician in the nursing skills lab. So there you go. I have the skill and I have the place or wherever I got that experience from. So always remember in your head to connect a skill with an actual experience. You can say, I am this and this and this, but if you don't share where you got this experience from, no one is going to know where you got it from, and it doesn't really connect the dots for other people. So that is where the bullet points comes in, and you can connect every skill you list out and your experiences that connects with each skill. So it's really going to be connecting the dots with your resume and your cover letter, because the resume, you want just brief snapshot, like one sentence per experience that you have, versus the cover letter is where you can kind of expand more on that. For example, if you want to connect your skills to be able to critically think as the skill you're going to enhance, then your experience that you can mention is, for example, through my clinical experiences working at X hospital, I was able to take care of multiple patients at the same time, and I was able to critically think during critical situations. Or, for example, I experienced a code and I was able to critically think during my clinical rotation in the ED, or whatever. You want to always connect a skill with an experience. So that's really the key point here. And there's really no amount on how many bullet points you can have. But of course, you want to keep your cover letter to only 1 page maximum. You don't want to put any more than that, just because it gets harder to read. No one has the attention span to read longer than 1 page. So keep it to that minimum and really try to fit whatever you can in that 1 page. So for me, I think I had probably about 5 to 6 bullet points in mind, which enhanced all my skill sets. So I included my volunteer service and listed where they are at. I also included my extracurricular activities, being involved with my nursing student association, my skills lab that I worked at, and then also just anything you want to enhance about yourself. You can mention here any awards you received. So you can say that I was acknowledged by staff and members of my university, college, or whatever by receiving X award. You can mention anything that highlights about yourself, but like I said, always connect a skill with an experience. So I also wanted to make sure to include this for you guys, and make sure to check out the video that I did on some resume tips that I have. So make sure to check out that video. But in that video, the whole thing that I focused on was keywords and how important keywords is. So it's super important for you to read the application that you're applying for and take out some keywords from there and take it into your cover letter. So for example, let's say in the application they list a whole bunch of keywords and you pull out a few, like for example, using the nursing process and being able to critically think, communicate, healthcare team members, whatever keywords you pull from, try to pull as much of those keywords as possible from the application and include it in your cover letter. And that way the computer system is able to pick out these keywords and it's able to go through the computer system. So make sure to use that tip as well, because the resume tip with the keywords also applies to the cover letter as well. And then lastly, your cover letter is kind of the ending point on really what's going to sell your interviewer. So you can basically summarize all your skill sets in a small, brief 1 to 2 sentences, and always at the end make sure to thank your interviewer for their time and also being able to connect with them with an interview. And then of course, lastly, make sure to sign your cover letter and put somewhere on your cover letter the ability to contact you, whether it's through email or phone number or whatever. So that's kind of the outline on what a cover letter should look like, and hopefully this video was helpful for you guys, and let me know down in the comments below any of your cover letter tips, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
'Cause anywhere you feels right.